Forget nukes. Forget F-35s, aircraft carriers, and hypersonic missiles. The most lethal weapon America has today is an invisible one. Not a gun, not a bomb. A piece of software born in Silicon Valley that can decide who lives and who dies, faster than any general, any commander, any human brain. Today on The Grid, I'm Jet Royce, and we're diving into the shadow empire called Palantir Technologies, the all-seeing digital war machine some insiders now call the AI arms dealer of the 21st century. Palantir was founded in 2003 in Palo Alto by a group of PayPal veterans and philosophers: Peter Thiel, Alex Karp, Joe Lonsdale, Stephen Cohen, Nathan Gettings, with a simple but terrifying mission. Take the tools they built to hunt fraud online and use them to hunt enemies of the state. They named it after the Palantir from Tolkien, the magical, all-seeing orb that lets you watch events anywhere in the world in real time. In other words, they weren't building just another startup. They were building a digital crystal ball for war and surveillance. In the early years, almost no venture capital firm wanted to touch them. The business model was too government-centric, too secret. So Palantir turned directly to America's intelligence community and got early backing from In-Q-Tel, the CIA's own venture capital arm. Inside the US intelligence maze, CIA, FBI, NSA, Special Operations Command, Palantir's first major platform, Gotham, quietly became the preferred tool for counterterrorism analysts. Gotham can ingest mountains of data, phone records, bank transfers, flight manifests, social media, intercepted communications, informant reports, and fuse them into one map of networks, showing who is connected to whom, where they move, and how to catch or kill them. By around 2013, Palantir Gotham was in active use by elite units, Delta Force, SEAL Team 6, Green Berets, helping them track insurgents in places like Iraq and Afghanistan, find roadside bombs, and target entire militant networks with clinical precision. Now fast forward to Russia's invasion of Ukraine. In 2023, Palantir's CEO Alex Karp openly boasted that his company was responsible for most of the targeting in Ukraine. Their software helps Ukrainian forces pinpoint Russian tanks, artillery, and troop positions with stunning speed. Palantir's platforms ingest data from satellites, drones, ground sensors, even social media posts and phone geolocation, and turn all that raw chaos into clean targeting options for commanders: where to fire, what to hit, and how to maximize destruction. Reports from Kyiv describe a nightmare evolution. Ukrainian drones, armed with Palantir's AI, go from less than 50% hit rates to nearly 80% kill rates, as the software learns to recognize Russian soldiers by their uniforms, weapons, and even the way they move. Inside the Pentagon, Palantir is now at the core of something called the Maven Smart System, an AI-driven platform designed to plug into virtually every combatant command and weapon system. In 2024, the US Department of Defense awarded Palantir a Maven contract, initially worth up to $480 million. Then, in 2025, quietly raised the ceiling to nearly $1.3 billion as demand exploded, with more than 20,000 military users across dozens of tools and commands. On top of that, in 2025, the US Army inked a separate software and data contract with Palantir, worth up to $10 billion over the next decade, essentially turning Palantir into the backbone of Army data and AI infrastructure. And it doesn't stop at software dashboards. Under another US Army contract, worth around $178 million, Palantir is building systems for Titan, an AI-enabled ground station vehicle designed to absorb data from space, high-altitude aircraft, drones, and ground sensors, and spit out actionable targeting information for long-range precision strikes. Then there's Palantir's artificial intelligence platform, AIP. In a chilling demo, a military operator chats with a ChatGPT-style assistant that calmly recommends which drones to deploy, which communications to jam, and which units to strike, turning battlefield command into an interface where war looks disturbingly like a video game. The system logs every action to create a legal audit trail, but behind the glossy marketing is a brutal reality. The kill chain, detect, decide, destroy, that used to take hours or days can now be compressed to minutes, even seconds, with AI guiding human operators toward lethal outcomes. Recent reporting on US and Israeli strikes against Iran in 2026 describes Palantir's AI systems as a central tool in the Pentagon's targeting operations, helping planners identify thousands of targets and drive more than 11,000 strikes in a matter of weeks. Analysts say Palantir's platforms are being integrated with systems like Maven to map potential targets, simulate outcomes, and accelerate decisions, meaning the speed at which the US can project lethal force is no longer limited by human analysis, but by whatever the algorithm outputs. This is where Palantir stops being just software and starts looking like a strategic weapon system in itself. One that can amplify every missile, every drone, every artillery battery America and its allies possess. Reports and expert assessments indicate that Palantir's AI technologies have also been used by the Israeli military in Gaza, Lebanon, and operations linked to Iran, combining platforms like Gotham, Foundry, AIP, and field tools like Skykit to drive targeting and data analysis for war missions. In 2024, Palantir's leadership held a board meeting in Tel Aviv, met Israel's president, and agreed on deep strategic cooperation with the Israeli army. At a time when Israel was under intense scrutiny for heavy civilian casualties and alleged war crimes in Gaza, critics warned that Palantir's infrastructure is being fused with Israeli AI targeting systems, such as Lavender and Where's Daddy, which reportedly score and select individuals and locations for strikes, raising horrifying questions about how many lives can be reduced to data points inside an opaque algorithm. But Palantir isn't just a weapon pointed outward. Inside the United States, its software has become a domestic weapon in the hands of Immigration and Customs Enforcement, ICE. Freedom of Information Act documents reveal that ICE's Enforcement and Removal Operations Unit used Palantir's Investigative Case Management, ICM, system to build profiles of immigrant children and their families, tracking relationships and addresses to pave the way for mass deportation raids. Human rights groups like Amnesty International, the ACLU, and others argue that Palantir's tools have turbocharged ICE's capacity for dragnet surveillance, family separation, and detentions. While Palantir publicly claims to uphold UN human rights principles and to avoid working with abusive regimes. A particularly chilling system is Palantir's Elite platform, used by ICE to decide where to conduct deportation sweeps. Leaked documents and testimony suggest Elite ingests data from Medicaid and other government sources to identify neighborhoods for raids, turning healthcare records into a targeting map. Investigations also uncovered a $30 million Palantir project nicknamed Immigration OS, designed to give ICE near real-time insight into people self-deporting and update its database for more precise target analysis, literally building an operating system for tracking human movement at scale. Even some Palantir employees are now openly disgusted, describing ICE as the bad guys and questioning how the company's internal human rights rhetoric can coexist with tools that enable racial profiling, mass detention, and permanent exile. Alex Karp often presents himself as a progressive CEO who has walked away from unethical deals, and Palantir publishes polished human rights commitments referencing UN guidelines and due diligence frameworks. But when pressed, Karp has admitted publicly that Palantir's software is used on occasion to kill people, and that its tools have been involved in lethal operations by covert services. A stark admission for a company that still insists it's just a data platform. Critics argue that Palantir's human rights promises clash directly with the reality of what its systems enable: AI-accelerated warfare, mass surveillance, and deportation campaigns that would be slower, smaller, and less deadly without Palantir in the loop. So why call Palantir the most lethal weapon of the USA? Because it doesn't just fire one missile or drop one bomb. It sits above the entire arsenal. It powers targeting in Ukraine, accelerates kill chains in Iran, feeds AI-enabled strikes in Gaza and beyond, guides US combatant commands through Maven and Titan, and helps ICE hunt immigrants at home, making it a force multiplier for almost every violent instrument America wields. In a world where data is more powerful than gunpowder, Palantir isn't just another defense contractor. It's the brain behind the guns, the eye behind the drones, and the ghost in the kill chain. A weapon that never sleeps, never blinks, and is already rewriting the rules of war and control. India, Pakistan, China, Russia, Israel, America. Everyone is racing for military hardware, but the real arms race is silently happening in software like this. If the United States has forged a digital Palantir that can see, predict, and kill at machine speed, ask yourself, who builds our version, who controls it, and what happens the day an algorithm, not a human, decides you are a threat? This is Jet Royce, and you've just looked into the eye of America's most lethal weapon. Stay sharp, stay skeptical, and welcome to the grid.